So you're going to lie on the floor. You're going to lie on your back like this. I want to make sure that my feet are flat on the floor. Head's rested. I'm going to place one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. Okay?
No, yeah, I can't do that.
So, I'm just going to mute this so you guys can hear me. Give me a little bit
Yeah.
right.
Oh, that's raining. Bring it in.
Cool. Right, guys, you should be able to hear me still. I've just muted everyone so it's a little bit easier to hear me. So, one hand on your belly, just below your rib cage, the other hand on your upper chest. Now, for 2 minutes, we're just going to focus on breathing. I want you to inhale through your nose. And as you inhale, I want 2/3 of the movement to be your belly rising. And then the final third of the movement to be your chest rising. So almost be like a tidal wave from your belly rising all the way up to your chest. And then you're going to exhale out through your mouth and just let everything fall back down again. So breathe in through your nose, and the bottom hand should raise for 2/3 of the movement, and the final third should be the top hand. Breathe in through your nose, deep breath into that belly. And don't worry if you're not getting it right, if you're feeling it more in your neck, or you're not feeling your belly moving or your chest, don't worry too much. Just keep practicing that movement, that rhythm. And this is the corrected pattern, the pattern that we should be breathing as well, that have a really positive physiological effect on the body, okay? So it's bringing our stress levels down. Good stuff. So we're going to go for another 40 seconds. So if you've just joined, we're laying on the floor. One hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. We're breathing in through the nose, raising the belly, and then raising the chest in the last part of the movement, of the inhalation. Right, next, guys. So just relax there for a second. I'm going to get you to place your hands on your rib cage like this. So you're going to place your hands on your ribs. And the next breathing pattern we're going to do is breathing circumferentially, so 360 expansion. So I want you to try and breathe into your hands, expanding your rib cage. Okay, so we're going to spend just 30 seconds on this one. Let's go. So breathe in through your nose, expanding the rib cage, pressing into your hands. And then a long, drawn out exhale through pursed lips. Now, as you're doing a long exhale, you should feel your ribs, as you're exhaling, pulling down and drawing in. That's a good thing. That's the use of your diaphragm and your core muscles all pulling in. And if anyone's got their legs straight, just a reminder to keep your legs bent. Make sure your pelvis is rolled back so your lower back's pressed into the floor. Okay, and relax there. So we're staying on the floor still, guys. So what I'm going to get to do now, I'm just going to get you to place your hands on your pelvis like this. So I've got my hands either side. I've got my thumbs under, my fingers on top. And then from here, I'm just going to roll my pelvis back towards me and press my lower back into the floor. And then relax. And then roll back again. Press your lower back into the floor. And then relax. So you're just getting some gentle movement through your pelvis there. You feel the lower abdomen working there, just to pull that pelvis back. Just getting a little bit of movement. You're starting to feel what it's like to get that lower back pressed into the floor, because we're going to be talking about alignment and core engagement. So we need to get our pelvis in the right position. So a couple more reps. So relax, and then roll back. Okay, guys, right, that will do. So that was more the breathing, slowly moving into movement. So the next movement we're going to do, we're going to start on our hands and knees like this. Knees below your hips, hands beneath your shoulders. And we're going to do a movement called cat-cow. So from here, I'm going to round my spine like so. I'm going to tuck my chin in and push the floor away. And then I'm going to do the opposite, drop my chest towards the floor, let my body relax and bring my head up. And we're just going to repeat that process nice and slowly. All the while, our arms stay locked out, they stay straight, so we're not moving or bending the arms. Okay, by what I can see there, guys, we're looking good. Now I'm going to increase the challenge by, as you round, as you start to push the floor away, I want you to tuck your pelvis under like we just worked on, squeeze your abs and exhale. So you're hollowing the body, you're emptying the air out of the body and you're hollowing like this. And then you're going to breathe in through your nose as you drop your chest down towards the floor and lift the head. As we go into that extension. And then we go back into flexion, so you exhale through your mouth, push the floor away, squeeze your abs, and squeeze your bum, tucking that pelvis under. Go nice and slow so you can repeat that process. We're going to do a couple more reps. So big exhale as you push that floor away as though you're blowing out 1,000 candles. Breathe in through your nose. As you drop through. Excellent. Good stuff. It's really good to take our spine through full flexion extension there, just getting good movement and coupling that with breathing, which means that you start to engage anterior core here and then starting to get the glutes going. So now we're going to do a bit of a stretch. Now, if a lot of you, I don't know if you are, but if you're someone that has a bad back or you work at a desk, or adductors on the inside here can get quite tight and can affect the pelvis and the lower back and so on. So what I want you to do, starting on your hands and knees again, you're going to bring one leg out to the side like this. And then from here, once you're in that position, you want your foot flat with your toes pointing forwards. And then all I'm going to do is rock backwards and then forwards, okay? And as I rock back, I increase that stretch in the adductors, basically the groin on the inside of the leg, and then back out. We're going 30 seconds each side. Now, one of the key points I want you to focus on here is not rounding the back as you sit back. So notice how my back's still flat. I'm basically sticking my bum out. It's a common compensation we'll see as you sit back. If they're tight, your back will round like this. So stick your bum out, keep that spine flat. Another 10 seconds. Take your time, get a really nice stretch through the inside of your legs there. And don't worry too much about your breathing on this one, as long as you stay relaxed. Okay, slowly coming out of that position, we're going to switch sides. Now you might find that one side's tighter than the other, that's fine. That's quite perfectly normal. Just pay attention to where that, almost like that biting point is. When you sit right back, get a good stretch, keeping that back flat. Excellent, we're all looking good by what I can see here. Another 10 seconds. And also keep your mind relaxed, because if your mind's tense, then your nervous system and your muscles and so on will be tense. So we need to make sure everything stays nice and relaxed so you can get the most out of it. Okay, coming out of that one then, guys. So Raise my camera up a little bit. Okay, are we all good? Just give me a thumbs up if we're all good. Lovely. Perfect. Double thumbs up from Rachel. Right, so we're going to go into half kneeling position. So on one knee, as though you're going to propose to someone, place your back foot like that so it's relaxed, so we're not engaged. So you relax your back foot down. From here, just place your hands on your knee. If you need to, hold onto a chair or a wall. And then from here, you're just going to drive your hips forwards. It's this left hip here that I'm focusing on opening. And I'm squeezing my glute on that side, okay? So I'm squeezing my glute, basically my bum. And then sitting back, relaxing, and then go back into it. 30 seconds each leg. Now, what I want you to do is lean forward slightly, because if you try and stay too tall, crank up too high, you're going to crank through the lower back, and you're going to extend too much. So you need to make sure you're almost leaning over that front leg, whilst focusing on driving and opening up the hip on the back leg. Now, the good thing with moving in and out of the stretch means that you're controlling that movement. So there's a little bit of strength here as well that comes into it, which is important when we're creating new range and stretching. We want to be able to train ourselves to control that new range. Okay, we're going to switch sides then. So hands on your front leg again. Relax the back foot. Remember to have that relaxed. Not lifting our body too high so we're not overextending through the lower back. Squeezing that glute to extend the hip. And as you squeeze the glute, because your glute helps to extend the hip, that means that you're going to relax the muscles at the front. They're going to open up and allow for more movement. That reciprocal inhibition. Excellent. Another 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Next, we're going to work on rotations lying on the ground. You can lie on your side, almost in this fetal position like this. So you're going to have your knees together, arms out to the side. From here, you're going to lift your top arm. You're going to go round like so, looking behind you, so your eyes follow your hand, trying to bring the back of your shoulder to the floor, and then back round again. Now your head can be off the floor slightly, but then as you go round and bring the shoulder to the floor, you can place your head on the floor to relax your neck. And again, just take your time to control that movement. So you're owning that position. So we're going to go for another 2 reps. And I want you to exhale as you reach round as well now on this one, so you can exhale as you open up. Okay, we're going to switch sides. Now the reason this one's good, because we need to have good mobility through the upper spine, through the thoracic spine. So we're getting that rotation through the spine, but we're also opening up the chest and shoulders. Now, if you're right-handed, you might find the right side's probably tighter. If you're left-handed, it'll be the same on your left. Just because muscles at the front are usually working quite hard if you work at a desk or a computer. Now remember to exhale as you reach round. And as well, feel free, if you feel a stretch and it feels nice, you can hold it in that position. You don't have to keep moving. You go round, it feels good, you can just hold it. Whenever you are holding a position, you can breathe in that position. And if you breathe into that stretch, i.e. trying to expand the body part that you're stretching, that helps just create a little bit of movement. Help to relax there. Okay, That will do for the rotations. We're going to lie on our backs again. We're now going to go floor slides. So floor slides, I lay on my back. Now, working on pelvic tilt again. So I'm trying to roll my pelvis back. I'm going to drive my rib cage into the floor. So basically my lower back's pressed into the floor. From there, I'm going to relax my arms like this, okay? So I'm just going to bring my elbows to the floor, let my hands fall back. And then from there, I'm going to slowly just slide my arms up and down. Now, if this feels uncomfortable in the shoulders, you can lift your hands off the floor. If you have the mobility to, and your hands can glide up and down the floor, that's fine. But the aim is to keep that lower back pressed into the floor, guys, okay? So we're not compensating. And by doing that, we're opening up the chest and shoulders. You should be getting a nice stretch through that movement. If that's too much and too uncomfortable for your shoulders, just lie with your palms up to the ceiling and just relax in that position until this movement's done. Another 10 seconds. Okay, guys, so we're going to move into hip bridge next. So we're going to go hip bridges. We're going to start working more engagement. So we're now going to start firing muscles up a little bit more. So we're going to work on your glutes and hamstrings. So lying on the floor, I want you to drive your heels into the ground with your toes lifted up. From there, we're going to roll our pelvis back again. So we're going to drive our lower back into the ground. Drive our elbows into the ground like this, and then drive the hips up. Or you squeeze your glutes, so squeeze your bum at the top, and then come back down again, rolling that spine down, and then reset, roll the pelvis back, drive up. If that's too much, place your feet flat on the floor to make it slightly easier. If that feels quite hard work on your hamstrings. Equally, if you want to make it harder, do single leg. And I'll get to do 3 reps each leg by extending one out like that. And if you are going single leg, try and keep the hips square as you can. You're going to go 3 each leg, single leg, or just keep going double leg. If you're going double leg, I want you now to go to the top like this, and I'm going to get to hold and squeeze at the top, and you're going to get to hold that for 10 seconds. And I want to make sure that you're not extending through the lower back again too much. Try and keep your lower back flat. Squeeze your glutes. Keep holding. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Okay, guys. So we're going to move into a contralateral core exercise now. So we're going to start with dead bug. Dead bugs, I'll show you the full version. So dead bug is this, where you go opposite arm, opposite leg. Now this looks like quite an easy exercise, but when it's done correctly with breathing, it's actually very challenging. So you're going to start with your hands above your shoulders, knees above your hips. From here, now I'm going to show you the full version, but I'm going to scale it down if I need to, okay? Opposite arm, opposite leg, extends out like this. But the aim here is to keep your lower back pressed into the floor. If you can't, or you have a bad back, it might be worth you doing just a leg at a time like this, keeping your knee bent. Okay? Now, I'll get you to start going, guys, and then I'm going to explain the breathing. So if we get going, so opposite arm and leg, if you can, all the way out, back in. Maintain contact with that lower back on the floor. If there's a bit of shaking, that's fine. That shows that your core is working hard. Good. Now, with the breathing, I want you to exhale as hard as you can as you lower your leg and your arm, okay? So you exhale as you extend out and lower. And then breathe in as you come back together. And then exhale. And if you exhale really hard and empty out the body, exhale as hard as you can, then that leaves nothing but your muscles working in order to support your spine. 2 more reps, guys. Excellent. We're looking like we've got some good form there, guys. Really good. Well done. Okay. That will do. So dead bugs is a really important one to get right and learn, because it can really help strengthen your core, but also maintain spinal stability and position. Awesome. Cool. So next one, we're going to do the same, but we're going to flip round into bird dog. So bird dog is hands and knees. Now, the first thing I want to focus on, if you look at my lower back here, you want to make sure that my lower back is in a neutral position. Okay, so rolling my pelvis back, nice and flat here. Then I'm going to reach opposite arm, opposite leg out. But notice how I'm not twisting or shifting at all. Now, if that's too much, start with just one arm at a time, like that, okay? And then if that's easy enough, but you still don't want to go to the full version, just lift one leg at a time. Okay, let's go, guys. Now, as you reach out, like I said, try and not twist or rotate, and try and not extend or move through the lower back too much. Core training is about stabilizing and holding the spine in place as you move your limbs. Okay, now I'm going to progress it, guys. For the ones, for the guys that are doing both opposite arm, opposite leg, I'm going to get to do the same side now for 3 reps. So you reach out, you're going to bring your elbow and knee together, and then back out again without touching down. Opposite knee and elbow, reaching out. And you can do that 3 times and then switch. Good stuff. Take your time, pause when you reach out. Awesome. We're looking good, guys. Use your fingertips, use everything, connect with the floor. It gives you that proprioception to help you balance. Good stuff. And relax there, guys. Just check how we're doing on time. We're all good. Okay, so we're now going to go to crunches. Now, typically when I see crunches, is that I'll see people doing like sit-ups, like full sit-ups or crunches using a lot of the hip flexors. So I want to take the hip flexors out of the equation. So I'm going to get you to bring your knees up like this. So you're in this 90-degree angle again. And then you're going to reach your hands up, almost like we're about to do a dead bug. And then from here, you're going to reach up and try and press your knuckles to the ceiling like this, okay? And then back down again. And you should feel your lower back pressing into the floor. And you almost want to imagine that your bottom rib is being pulled closer, or is being pulled closer to your pelvis. So you're closing the gap between your ribs and your pelvis. The aim is to keep your knees exactly as they are. Try not to move your legs back or forwards. And in between each rep, relax your head on the floor. And make sure your arms don't travel forwards or back, they travel directly up, as though you're trying to put your knuckles on that ceiling. Now, we're going to go 3 more reps with a big exhale on the way up. So you're going to exhale as you reach. Awesome, and relax there, guys. Good stuff. Cool. Right, now, just to finish then, I'm going to get to just lie on the floor. You're going to have your palms up to the ceiling, knees bent, lower back supported by the floor. And then I'm just going to get to breathe now for 2 minutes to finish. So nice deep breaths again. Now remember, we're breathing that 360 expansion. So I want you to expand as you inhale, breathe into the floor, out to the sides, out to the front. So now I'm looking for about 2 to 3 seconds on the inhale through your nose, and then about 4 to 6 seconds on the exhale. So your exhale is slightly longer than the inhale. Last 30 seconds, so just get a couple more deep breaths in. Okay, guys. I'm going to unmute you all if anyone wants to. I don't think I can. Anyway, right. Just want to say well done, everyone. Like I said, just a short session, just to obviously give you a bit of a break from your desk or just whatever you're doing in your day. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit better, core's a little bit more engaged, you just feel a little bit more held together, a little bit taller and more relaxed. That was the aim. I've added you to my email list, so if you don't want to hear from me, then that's fine, just unsubscribe. But I will be sending out an email after this with the recording if you want to do it again. And also, if you want to go a step further, you can do a one-to-one assessment with me. I'm doing 3 assessments where I do it one-to-one via Zoom. So if you wanted to know a little bit more and dive in a little bit deeper, just send me an email if you want to go for a one-to-one assessment. Other than that, I'll keep you posted on more of these I'm going to be doing down the line. Now, one thing just before you go, throughout the day, I want you to think about breathing to keep you in this state and keep you relaxed throughout the day. Think about breathing horizontally versus vertically, okay? A lot of us breathe like this in our neck, our shoulders, and our chest, and we breathe up and down. After this session, I want you to start thinking about breathing horizontally. So I want you to expand your belly, expand the chest, okay? And that will be just a little tip that you can take away with you from this session moving forwards, all right? So breathing horizontal or vertical. All right, guys, well done.
Thank you very much. That was brilliant. Really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you later.
Thank you.
Bye.